Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. Cross the line in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast, episode 50, spoiler-free. As you could see, not only did we go to Slammiversary, I left my voice there, so bear with us, but new logo, we're kicking into high gear. This trip took a lot out of us, and you'll hear that. Once again, spoiler-free if you're now just catching us, and we have a lot of show today, so without further ado, alongside me, as always, is the Carl Anderson to my big LG, Max, everybody, not bad, and if that makes us the Good Brothers, this guest host with us, stepping in for Craig this week, Mr. Impact Blog himself, is Lucha. He would make us the Good Lucha Brothers, or Lucha Good Brothers. Good Lucha Brothers, I think that's the way to go. What's up, Lucha?
I vote Lucha Good Good Lucha Brothers. That it flows.
It does.
The Good Lucha Brothers.
I think the treehouse made me second guess that one mid talking. Yeah, man. So a lot to talk about, a lot of Slammiversary to go over. A banging episode last week or a few days ago that I personally think was, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But I do have a list here, and I want Lucha to kind of go over a funny story or two with me while we're letting some people roll in here, and Max checking the audio there.
Audio sounds good. Outside of myself, I can't tell what I sound like.
Hey, there's Akeem. You sound good, besides the clipping noise when you do that.
All right, I do sound good now. No double,
nothing. All right, so here's the shout-outs I want to give. I wrote down a few. We went there only knowing Max and I that have met in person. I met Miguel once prior, and he didn't remember. Hi, Miguel. But... we had started a chat group. Anyone we could find that was going to Slammiversary that seemed to be going with one person or didn't know anyone, and got together and met them for the first time, including Lucha, even though we talked to him so much. But Bert, Noah, Anthony, Josh, Pat, Benny, Tyler, Christine, Miguel, David, Eli, Colton, Justin, William Gardner from the TNAIW channel, and the Green Man himself. There was a few more, and I apologize if I forgot you there, but I just want to give a few shout outs. But the Green Man, I will play a game, and after this month of tapings, I'll point out which guy was actually in the green suit. Because I don't know if you caught this, Lucha, because I think you were there for the next taping when he unmasked. He was on that show last Thursday as the Green Man and as himself. Because
that's
well and double.
Yeah, they must have clipped in. Obviously, they clipped in, took pieces from different shows and or tapings and put them together. Look at this Impact. We are Impact out today. I'm stoked. Max, what are you wearing?
What am I watching?
What are you wearing and what are you watching? Right?
What am I wearing? Oh, I'm wearing my Cobra Kai shirt.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's the shirt I wore to the pay-per-view.
Oh, so if someone spots the back of us.
That's true. Yeah, I'm excited. No spoilers. We're not going to spoil the fact that Roman Reigns showed up.
Nope, or John Cena.
So we're not even going to spoil the fact that Mortimer Plumtree showed up?
He was there for all 3 days. All 3 days.
He was.
Yeah. Yeah, Max, let's get into the routine here. What you watching, buddy?
I'm watching some Jay White in New Japan. Pro wrestling. I figured,
Fitting.
We saw a big debut, so I figured why not?
Yeah.
Watch some Jay
What's
White.
really interesting to update the people now tuning in or that don't get to chat with us on the regular, or we don't chat with on the regular, Lucha and I attended all 3 days for the tapings, including Slammiversary. Lucha made it to the Slammiversary and a day of tapings, and Max just went to Slammiversary. So we have very different perspectives here, and not everyone knows everything we know. We don't read spoilers, and we don't participate in them. So let's have a great time. We have a game at the end that's going to be fun, and to all our new people that might be listening or watching that we met along the way in our travels, thank you for tuning in, and you can see that partake in the nonsense, obviously, that we have going on here. Hey, that's cool resurgence. So
that's gonna be real
yeah.
cool.
So for our audio listeners and our people watching as well, are by the numbers. I'll be taking that over right now because unfortunately Craig is, I don't know, I think he's at a show actually.
I think he's still sulking from England's loss in Euros.
Oh man.
Womp womp. So we're plus 21 on Twitter, and you guys keep kicking ass there. We have great interactions, and I want to thank, obviously, Lucha was here, Michael Cavaccini, Miser Eater 101, which is Cody, and Bert, I think, as well. Yeah, Bert was the first one. So all these guest live tweeters we've been having on Thursdays, really getting those numbers up. Thank you, guys. We're about to hit 2,600. Crazy. We're 20 off from our goal for YouTube, but if you could hit the subscribe button right now, or if you're passing through, which we seem to have a lot, no matter if you're from Nigeria, Canada, UK, or anywhere in between, we need 20 more to get to 200, and our plays are steady at 75. Thank you for that. Audio's back up, so we're cracking 200 a lot. We can't thank you enough. One fan, one audience member, one friend at a time is our motto here. Of course, we would love to have millions of followers, but for us, it's one day at a time, getting to know you each and most of you personally, which is really cool. So, with that being said, let's talk about, since we won't be spoiling anything, really quick, Lucha, there was a video circulating online that still didn't get us in it, more so you, but we saw the edited version on Impact on Access TV, and we're going to mark for ourselves, since Don called us some marks because of it. Explain what happened and what they didn't see, the people.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Lucha?
Don Callis fired him. We might have lost Lucha.
I think we lost Lucha.
Oh, well, I'll tell you. Oh, wait.
What?
Raleigh? Testing.
Lucha? See, apparently it's just our third person runs that UK internet and just cuts in and out.
Well, one's in North Carolina, one's in Worcester, you know.
It's
so
basically the same place.
Same place. Well, I'll tell you.
I hear that Raleigh is basically the Worcester of the United States is what that is, the nickname.
Oof. I don't know if
or
that's
maybe
a bad
Worcester's
thing.
Little
Yeah.
It's one of
Oh, there he
Y'all
is.
can't even hear me for me to defend this.
We really can't hear you
Oh,
much.
well, we got a lot to. Let's see. So let's give him a chance. Lucha, you there, buddy?
It's Callus. He's sabotaging me.
Cyrus the virus strikes again.
Exactly. He's put a virus on my laptop to just keep me from letting the truth be told. Damn it.
Truth Commission. So if you could hear us, lay out your lay out what happened, and if not, I'll jump in and let you know.
He told me to shut the fuck up, and
he did. He did. I don't know if you're cutting in or out. So
yeah, he's cutting in and out. Let's get the
So
whole story.
I'll chime in. So day one at Slammiversary, Don Callis had looked me in the eye there and told me to shut the up. He edited himself, which was nice.
Yeah, he did do that to us. Yes.
Luckily, day two.
I saw the fuck.
He keeps cutting. Well, day two, Lucha was at the end of that, and as you could see, Don rips into him or somebody he looks to be on the show, and he's got his jacket off. I think that's where they edit it. But yeah, so he goes. They're arguing back and forth, and he's like, "Hold me back, Kenny," whatever. And I have to fake hold Lucha back, and they're going at it. And Don takes his jacket off, and he goes, "I've made enough people in Impact. I don't need to make two marks or make a bunch of marks famous or something like that." Really good shit, man. Very interactive. And there's some other ones I won't ruin to come up, but I will say Don got the better of us. I'm a very talkative person, obviously. Or not a very talkative, but one extreme or the other with me. And he shut me up. I'll tell you what he said because it has no effect on anything. Basically, what was going on was he's doing his Hackenschmidt and Flair and David Flair. And I said Ashley Flair. And we just keep going back and forth. We're yelling people. And he looks at me and he says, "Nice tattoos, kid. Where'd you get them? The joint?" And walk away. I was like, "Oh, you asshole." Oh, what a dick move, Don Callis. And I was like, "I'm getting asleep." I couldn't get out words. I was just punked out. But But Don Callis, on the off chance you watch this, you are the fucking man. You are the man. Lucha, you with me, brother?
I'm
He's in and out.
We're gonna go to
Lucha. Let's kick it to power rankings. We'll get to hot topics and
we'll see if we can fix Lucha.
We can fix Lucha here. Episode 50, spoiler free. Thanks, guys. Jay White's here technically for less than a week and is number one and tying Kenny Omega for the most number ones. Jesus. Hey, you can't blame him, man. He made
Mike.
Who is that? God? God, is that you?
My audio isn't an issue. The issue is that G doesn't know how to set the audio up correctly for me. That's why my audio is bad. So I just want to point that out. I'm looking in the chat room. They said things are bad when Max's audio is better than Lucha's.
I don't set up anything. Don't blame it on me. It's your shitty ass headphone set that you click on and click out when you're chewing on whatever you're chewing on. Exactly.
Dinner.
Shots fired.
Boom, 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 boom. Speaking of shots fired, Bullet Club was was in full effect. Lucky Salt, what's up, brother? Is that Kev? But we're getting there. Come on, man. It's episode 50. We're getting there. We're having fun. That's all that matters. My voice sounds like shit because it's not my audio for once. It's just my voice. Slammiversary weekend tired me out. Don't talk to a lot of people. So I guess my vocal cords hit all different notes it wasn't used to. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. We got a lot to do and a lot to play. Lucha's going to cut in and out, but we're going to make the best of it. Oop, I didn't mean to block Lucha. Lucha. Jesus. All right, social media. There we go. And here we go. Lucha, if you can hear me, let's lead with number one.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can. Right now.
Right now. All right. So to kick off this fire episode of Impact, we had Chris Bay and Rohit in a battle of X Division gods. Chris Bay went over there, and afterwards we saw Jay White approach him and give him a good old invitation to throw up the too sweet one time for the boy.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun time. Yeah. So Lucha, we lost you again, my friend. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to talk about it and move on and make the best of it. If you cut in, if you cut back in or call back in, that'd be great. Or hit the chat and write what you want to say there. So Max, impact us on Access TV. I know we text back and forth a little bit during it.
We did.
I was particularly in a weird state of watching it. I was doing the live tweeting this week for the first time so in a while, so I wasn't just focused on the thing. But seeing my big head keep popping up was really awkward. And then the taping, obviously, way out of order. Day 3 stuff on day 1 and so on and so on. So what really stuck out to you on this episode? Do you think it was a great follow-up on the momentum that they built, the buzz that they built at Slammiversary? And yeah, were those rankings right? Are those the people that you saw kind of spotlighted the best?
So overall, I thought it was a great episode. I didn't stay for any of the taping, so everything that I saw was new to me. So I didn't know what was going on or anything like that. So I thought it was a great episode. I like that they kind of got the Decay versus Fire and Flavor match right out of the way. Unfortunately, we'll talk about it later on, but it looks like Kiera's leaving, but that sucks. But I thought everything with the tease between Alexander and Omega was really well done. It looks like it's obviously Jay White basically offers Chris Bay a spot in Bullet Club, and Chris Bay at first is like, "Hey, look, man, I don't need that." Kind of goes through that, and Jay's like, "Hey, this isn't going to last forever." And then you had that Jay White promo that to me was absolutely amazing. Like the stuff he went through, he calls himself the real belt collector, the final rock and roller, runs through all that, basically brings up the fact that he's going to give a shout out to Bullet Club's biggest fans, and all the fans are like, "Yeah, that's us." No, motherfuckers, it's not you. And he basically just rips into Kenny and all them, which is it was such a good promo.
Yeah. It
was so well done. Everything was executed perfectly. He talks about how Anderson and Gallows haven't been relevant unless they attach themselves to Bullet Club, which is to me kind of a shot at them in WWE, and then how they tried to run with the Bullet Club thing in there. He throws shots at everybody, and then obviously he gets attacked by Anderson and Gallows, and then Chris Bay comes in for the save.
Right.
So originally you're like, is Chris Bay going to join? I don't think so, but now you're wondering, because if you look at I don't know where they are, but the little promo thing, you've got Jay White and Bay versus the Good Brothers next week. So I thought it was a great episode. I thought it built really well on everything that happened. You had more interactions with Mickie and Deanna, just everything. It really did. It built so well off of what we saw at Slammiversary. And to me, that's why it was such a successful episode, because it didn't answer every question, but it answered some, and then it gave you the direction on where you want to go with everything. So really well done.
I am literally I don't know, I wouldn't say the first time. We tend to agree a bit here and there. But dead on with your analysis there, for me at least. There are so many key moments that in person we saw spread out, luckily. Because had this all been one day of just, I mean, this was a bomb-ass episode. And I'm very transparent. We always talk about this, unbiased. We are for Impact, by Impact, but we like to be, so when something, or the fan, the audience, the listener knows, or the person passing through and doesn't know much about Impact. I'd rather be honest and build that credibility with, yes, making some shots technically sometimes. So when I say something like this, or you say something like this, we sure as fuck mean it. And was it, I think our poll people said basically it was overachieved, or was a great episode, and then was solid, and then didn't hit, or whatever it was. We had 4 different things. The great part was first, overwhelmingly, with I think in the 50 percentile, and then the highest regard was second with 27%. So I think the taste in everyone's mouth, besides a few people who just want to be meh no matter what, I think it was a good show. And do I think the fans added to it? Yes. I said that from before we arrived to after. I don't think we are a part of the show, but I sure as hell think we add the soundtrack to it. And all that does is just elevates what they're doing. Has nothing to do with us. And Lucha could attest if he pops back in here. I think I heard him. Hey, it was not as loud. I think Miguel pointed that out on Twitter last Thursday, this previous Thursday. It was not mic'd enough to pick up what the hell we were doing. And there was a lot. And it wasn't, there was some chants here. And so it was cohesive. And that's the part that if it was like battling chants and it wasn't really, everyone was united in there. And the people I listed before, like I said, we've met a few on the show. We've met a few in person. But we met a lot that we never talked to. And what was cool about that was, I think it was just shown today. It might have been Chase or Tyler, I can't remember who put it out there, but a video of them vacuuming and everyone saying Mr. Clean or Sanitizer. We were having battling chants for Sanitizer, for Mr. Clean forever. This guy sucks, or you suck, so all these things that weren't about us getting over, they were in the commercial. So during the show, everyone's focus was the show. And I think that really came over, especially, yes, could you have taken us away during that Jay White and the Super Elite banter? Of course you could have. And it still would have been A+. But because we fell for what Jay White was saying, and
that I was gonna say, without the fans there, that moment isn't as good, because it's funny that all the fans think that he's talking about them, and he got to be like, no, not you guys. Like that part to me was so well done, because and this is one of the things I'll give Impact, obviously, is like WWE, unfortunately, literally writes their promos word for word,
right.
and you just read off of what they say. You have zero ad-lib ability. Yeah. You know that's something that Jay White ad-libbed, because, like, that right there, like, those are things that, I mean, at least I believe that, like, he came up with that on the spot, and then it was just really well done overall.
No pun intended. Maybe, I know Impact gives them bullet points, and they go out there. So maybe it was written word for word. Maybe it wasn't, but that is part of the magic of wrestling. You don't know. We were there, a live person, literally 5 feet away, and have no clue. Lucha literally got yelled at on television. No clue. We don't know. But it was executed well. Everything was executed well. The Mickie and Gail and awesome in person, because Gail made me pop, like, because we didn't think she was, we didn't know she was coming. We were right by the ramp. And that came across great. The one thing I want to point out here, I know the point is, and we'll kind of transition because we're, behind on time as usual. And I want to get to this game. Nothing this happened this week, right? So I lost my train of thought there. Yes, I know. The one thing I do want to point out is the writing of this show was done so beautifully that the rumors or innuendo, whatever the hell they call it, the speculation, but printed fact in the dirt sheets that Andrade was supposed to be in the role of Jay White. This was supposed to push the Andrade Omega feud that will continue in AAA. Not the case. They couldn't. Impact allegedly couldn't agree on the money there. And so it fell to Jay White. Now, what's funny about that is it said no one, even Kenny Omega, didn't know it was going to be Jay White until literally he showed up. So what that tells me is, if that's all true, let's take it for what it is. If that's all true, they on the fly made this work. And I won't spoil anything. Obviously, they're not going to, I don't want to spoil anything. Tune in and see what happens. But on the fly, changed the program to fit Jay White in the Bullet Club. So either that means Jay White was going to be there anyways, and he just got bumped up to that spot, which I can't imagine Jay White being a second fiddle in this storyline to Andrade. That just so for all the people that say Impact, from time to time they don't know. Hey, watch out for Impact, because if what we saw at the tapings and how they pieced it, how they put it together and put those pieces together with people. And there's some other ones, I don't want to get too far ahead, but you could tell throughout the tapings there were moments that were meant for maybe somebody else, but something didn't work out one way or another. No Way Jose, for instance. I heard everybody and their mother, oh, No Way Jose. And yes, was that our initial reaction? Do we need, oh man, it's No Way Jose. But we'll get to that. I don't want to go too far ahead, but it's just everything they did on the fly or pre-planned came together beautifully. I love the episode, but let's move on to topic 2, because it kind of plays into what we're ranting about. Lucha, I know I hear you mumbling back and forth. If you got it, I'll give you a second to go.
All right, number 2, between Jay White, Thunder Rosa, Chelsea Green, Mickie James, Aiden English, and No Way appearing at Slammiversary. Of all those people listed, which were the most surprising and which will have the biggest impact moving forward, pun intended?
I think it's me, right? You want first, Max?
Gio.
It is.
Okay. So how this is worded is the biggest impact going forward and surprising. For me, that's two different things. Biggest impact going forward, Jay White has to be that answer. Now, you could make an argument for Mickie James, since now Deanna, that means we're with NWA and working with them. So that is big. But Jay White, the leader of the Bullet Club, this Bullet Club right now, it just makes it's headline grabbing, and it was headline grabbing. Now, as far as surprising for me, because we had speculated Jay White was the not American, he's from New Zealand, but the I think he stays in the States, state broad bound talent from UK or from New Japan. We thought it would be him. We speculated for a few months. Thunder Rosa, though, is no one that I guessed at any point. Not in my head, not in the show where we banter nonsense, not on Twitter. I just did not see it coming. And I don't know. Honestly, I have not gone back and watched Slammiversary yet. But if it picks up how much and how hard I felt that pop was when she came out, where everyone started chanting Thunder Rosa. That's a moment. I don't know if you guys watched it or what, but Max?
No, I mean, I agree. I think biggest impact to me, it's got to be Jay White. Obviously, we've seen him offer Chris Bay a shot at Bullet Club. Is this going to be the only person he offers? Is there going to be other people? If Chris Bay ends up joining, that means you've got a Bullet Club member in Impact, which means more Bullet Club members are going to show up in Impact. Like, I highly doubt they're just going to be like, all right, Chris Bay, go get him, buddy.
Right.
Like, just you by yourself. Like, that would be fucking, like, that's fucking weird. Because in that case, it's not like with El Phantasmo showing up or with Kenta showing up on AEW to where a Bullet Club member is just showing up there. You would have one to where that's his main promotion.
Right.
So I think obviously you've got to think about that. Obviously Jay White's going to be working on New Japan Strong, which means he'll be in the States, which means, like you said, he can continue to be a part of Impact, especially since it's clear they have a talent exchange. So why not run storylines? He has a title already. You could have him go after the Impact title, or he could just have storylines within Impact that don't revolve around a title. So I definitely think he's the one who will have the biggest impact. But I agree with you about the Thunder Rosa. We had speculated for months. We've been talking about the possibility of a Bullet Club versus the Elite possibility with things that Tama Tonga has been tweeting. So we had kind of talked about that. I feel like we mentioned it here, but I know you and I talked about the fact that we kind of had a feeling that Jay White, that was our guess, that he may be the big guy to show up. But I agree with you. You could have had me list 100 people I thought that could have shown up to face Deonna, and Thunder Rosa would have not appeared on that.
And I don't know why.
I would have bet Becky Lynch ran down that aisle before I would have predicted Thunder Rosa.
Tessa Blanchard got more steam than anybody. So
yeah, fair enough. And that's just so weird because she's such a talented individual. I think what it comes down to is, one, we didn't know the NWA Impact relationship. And then now it's a AEW Impact relationship because she signed.
And that's it. Like, we've never seen anybody come from AEW outside of Private Party and Kenny Omega, but they haven't been sending other people over here. No. So it just wasn't a thought that would have gone through my mind. And seeing her was amazing. She went out there and performed. Yeah. So that was definitely the biggest surprise. I was super excited about that. And also Aiden English, or whatever he's called. DramaKing. He was a big surprise because he wasn't somebody that I ever thought would show up. Mostly, unfortunately, with him, it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind type thing.
Unfortunately.
But he's definitely someone who I'm excited to have, because when he was doing that whole Rusev Day stuff, he was just as awesome in that as Rusev was. Yeah. And he was just integral to that. So I was really excited about that.
The one I do want to say about the Thunder Rosa thing, just to clarify that, she was under NWA contract until that show. Literally after that, I think Tony Khan was in Nashville. Not I think he was. I know he was, but I think maybe that's when they worked out the contract, because it was announced today, I think, or yesterday.
It was either yesterday or the day before.
She's officially AEW.
That she's officially AEW.
Whatever her birthday was.
Oh, right. Yep. The one thing I do want to mention that you mentioned, Aiden English, which I won't spoil his name. I don't think it has been revealed yet, but
it's just DramaKing, I think, is all we know.
Right, so far. I know there were people that were like, oh, no way, Jose. No way, Jose. If you asked me, if you listed all these people, I probably would have said the last person I thought would be there, honestly. Just because the first, to go the little backstory here, in Wrestle House, he was kind of the talk of the, they kind of used him as a punchline there. Right after EC3 had teased with his videos, and then he started doing very similar ones, and then Tommy Dreamer used it as a joke, and then they used it again this week, or this previous week before Slammiversary, and I just thought they were kicking a man when he's down. I was like, damn, that's kind of screwed up. Impact's supposed to be like the family one. So you know what? I'm happy he showed up. And obviously it was a quick end replacement. He does wrestle at Lariato sometimes for Big LG. But obviously TJP, something happened there, and they needed a replacement, and he worked well. He was fun. He got the crowd into it. Furthermore, I won't go into it. But yes, how big of a dude No Way is in person. Him and Morrissey, just Moose is Moose, obviously, but I was like, holy shit. The other thing I want to do touch on before we move on to number 3 is the Aiden English thing, the DramaKing thing. Please pause before you just go on some rant about Impact signing scrubs. First of all, they've made it to WWE, to TNA, or to Impact, and sometimes AEW, NWA in some certain circumstances. These guys are no scrubs. They've made it to the big time. It's more than I could say. It's more than anyone else watching this could say that's not a professional wrestler right now. But please pause to see what Impact can do with him and what he could do with free reign of Impact. It's
AEW just had Chris Jericho fight Ty Dillinger on Dynamite. Like, he was Ty Dillinger and Aiden English were basically the same level of person in WWE.
One was more entertaining.
So I'm both saying, so if you're completely fine with one
right
being there and doing his thing, you have to be okay. You can't shit on
I'm okay for anyone getting
guy,
a job, and I understand us saying, well,
outside of Ryback.
Yeah.
Let's end it on that. All right, next up.
Let me chime in real quick on people wanting to pile in on signing guys like Aiden English and No Way Jose. You look at our roster already, like, we're pretty stacked at the top. The problem, at least in my eyes that I've seen, is that we don't have a lot of guys to get beat up on,
right,
which causes a lot of people that we want to be like successful, like Jake something. Like, if we had more Aiden Englishes and No Way Jose's during the rise of Jake something, that man would be a beast.
Yeah, because it's a very difficult job to find somebody who could pull off that job, no pun intended, which is not only doesn't matter if they win or lose, but they're not going to win a championship today, tomorrow, anytime soon. And also doesn't have the ego to where they say, I should be in the main event. At the same time, has enough creativity to understand the process and get over on their own. And those guys, they come out, they do their thing, you cheer for them, you boo for them, they get some kind of reaction. So when they win or lose, depending if it's your biggest guy or an indie guy, you feel some way. I'm okay with it. All right, number 3.
All right, number 3, like right after the tapings, we got a disappointing announcement that Kiera Hogan is departing from Impact. What do you guys make of this loss, and how big do you think is going to hurt in the short/long term? Believe this would be Mr. Max. So
Mr. Max,
go ahead and say some words.
First off, good for her.
Yeah.
I say that because she started out, I don't know if she was any place before Impact, but Impact was like the first major company she was in. We've obviously seen her evolve and grow as a wrestler. So I think that's amazing. I think I know she's talked about wanting to go to WWE. Hopefully she goes there, has a good blood feud with Sasha, because that's happening. I highly doubt they let her keep the Hogan name, but that shit would be amazing if they did. She's going to be, and if they do, put money on it now. If they let her keep the Hogan name, she will come in as Hulk Hogan's illegitimate daughter. 100%. I'll put money on that. If they let her keep that name, that's what she's coming in as.
Red and yellow again.
But either way.
and a horseshoe.
For her, I'm glad. I'm glad she's getting the chance. It's, as much as it sucks to lose people, it's sometimes nice to see somebody grow and be like, hey, my goal was always to go here and then get that goal. So if that's where she's going, good for her on that. But in terms of how much it's going to hurt, I think initially it's going to hurt because you lose a tag team. They may stick My brain stopped working. The other member of Fire and Flavor.
Tasha.
Tasha. Thank you. They may stick Tasha with another partner. They may let her go her own. But what I really think this is going to allow is, because right now Impact really has like 3 tag teams. They've got Decay. They've got Jordan and Rachel, who I don't know if they have a name yet. And they've got like Susie, Susan, Sue Young, and Kimberly. Those are really their 3 women's tag teams. What this should allow them to do is this should allow them to go to AEW and NWA and say, hey, you guys don't have a deep enough roster to create a women's tag team division. How about we just have our belts defended on all 3 of the shows? Well, we can have an NWA person win it, tag team win it. We can have an AEW tag team win it. It'll basically allow 3 companies to put together a really good women's tag team division.
Yeah, that's smart.
And no company has to have a roster full of 8 women's tag teams.
Yeah.
If each roster puts up 2 or 3, you've got a super deep division that, to my mind, no other wrestling company outside of maybe a company that's strictly only women has ever done.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time you see a women's tag team division that has 3 or 4 teams at most. By going to AEW, it would allow them to say, hey, you can put some tag teams together and then we can do stuff for here and that belt can move. And I think it would just be a really good way for them to continue this partnership, but also grow that division without them having to sign multiple tag teams to do it.
So I'm going to talk business side first, and then I'll talk about Kiera, the individual. So I agree with you there. I think that's a really dope way to do it. I think they will have titles. Is that Pat? Hey, Pat. I think NWA will have their own titles and so on. I think we're too far in that process to implement this now. So as a business from a business standpoint, is she a big loss? No. Is Fire and Flavor a tag team that ran its course and probably needed a little fire, no pun intended, into it? Yes, even though I love them. Hear me out before I business side of this. So now you're giving the platform, because Kiera is gone, to maybe Tasha and a new person, right? Or maybe the inspiration if they come in time for the next tapings, if they could get all that situated. Then you got Jordan and Rachel, who they're going to keep together now, who I will spoil this, that they do have matching gear.
Yeah, they posted
did post
that
it?
on.
Okay.
They posted.
So, so they're keeping them together if they wanted to or not. We haven't seen Kimber and Sue in a hot second, but I promise you this. You won't be disappointed when they come back. Whenever that may be. And there's a tag there. You have DK, who is, or the Death Dealers, I think is what, right? Killer Death Dealers or whatever they're going to be called, who are slaying it. I mean, bro, that crowd, we literally went through everybody's name and oh my God. And Black Taurus Man and Crazy Steve, unhinged, amazing. Love them. So yeah, in that retrospect, especially with all the women we have, and as Max is saying here, alluding to, we can now have the open door really be open, and no spot is ever going to seem thin now, because we could just ask, hey, can we get this and this? Now as a personal note, well, let's stay with business. And Kiera, though, with business. I think at the end of the day, she's a young girl, 26 years old. That's young to me, at least. And she's progressed, as Max said. She's went from, I won't say shy or
just super
green. And not sure of herself yet, it felt like, to what she has become now is how many years has it been? Is amazing. What she's done is amazing. And kudos to Impact and to Tasha for bringing that out of her, but also for Kiera, who did that on her own. I mean, yes, she plays off things in the creative and whatever, but I mean, she's a star. I said that since when we started this damn thing. But there's probably money to be made elsewhere. Her girlfriend, fiance, wife, I'm not sure what she is. Diamante is in AEW. they tag team on the indies sometime. Maybe they want to do that. Let her. I have no ill will towards her. Now, from a personal standpoint, does it suck? Yes. I love Kiera Hogan. She has never won the Knockouts title, which is a travesty to me, because I've seen her vlogs. I've seen her as a young kid doing YouTube videos talking about how much she loves TNA, how she wants to be a knockout when she grows up. So does the dream change? I don't think so. Being a kid at heart, I don't think it's ever goes away. It's something you still want to check off that list. So I don't think this is the end of Kiera Hogan in Impact. Doesn't mean she'll be back tomorrow or this year or next year. But she's one of those people. And I know people laugh at me, but Brian Cage and Ethan Page, I think they're two of those people as well that eventually want to come full circle for one reason or another. But I will miss her. I think she's amazing. But I could spend the rest of the hour talking about her. So let's move on to number 4.
Yeah.
Good work rate. Good work rate.
Wonderful work rate. And that's going to be missed on TV. But at the same time, like y'all are saying, it's going to give the rest of the roster a chance to come fill that spot.
Sure.
It was great watching Kiera go from the girl on fire to the hottest flame. Mm-hmm. And she did that all on her. So where the fire goes from here, if she turns into a fucking flamethrower or something, that remains to be seen.
Isn't that the Rock at WrestleMania, whatever's gimmick?
I'm gonna stick to the fairy tale that she's gonna go get better elsewhere, and then she's gonna come back, and she's gonna be one of these Slammiversary surprises that wins the title.
Oof.
In a couple of years.
She's the Eric Young. I like that. All right, let's move on. Number 4.
Yeah. Number 4, and we're talking big money, because Bound for Glory was announced that it's going to be in Vegas. You guys like the choice of location, and what can you see as the headliner going into Bound for Glory at Vegas, with teases that there will be a heavy presence from New Japan, AEW, AAA.
That's not.
So how do you guys see that going down, and what do you guys want to too early predict for the main event?
Yeah, I know we're obviously short on time, so I'm going to kind of bunch 4 and 5 together. Max, if you're okay with that as well, just kind of leading up to Bound for Glory and so on. Bound for Glory in Vegas, not excited that it's in Vegas, because there's only 2 ways it goes in Vegas, and it's 1, for the pay-per-view and tapings, you get hardcore fans that fly in and are there and cheering the hell out of it. Or 2, you have the casino goer that wants to buy a matinee ticket to somewhere and thinks there's a dinner involved. You know what I mean? And sometimes those crowds are really rough. I can't imagine those crowds spending as much as I think Bound for Glory will cost, seeing how much I know Slammiversary cost. So maybe that will weed it out. I would love to be there. I don't think that's, we'll see. We'll see. Bring only positive vibes into the world. So I know a lot of people that already said they're buying their tickets to go there, as far as flights in advance. So, I think there's a possibility we have a really great audience, but that's my weariness about this. As far as the build-up and Slammiversary's impact heading into Bound for Glory, I thought it was the shot in the arm we needed. I think we were not coasting, but we were ready for Slammiversary. We got it out of the way. Our world changed. Oh, wow, we got some people flying in Vegas there. That's awesome. So I'm happy for our world to have changed. We have all these storylines to play off of. And I think these next tapings in August will, I won't say change it again, but I think there'll be a lot more faces that show up, especially if this is what's going to lead into Bound for Glory. Because I haven't seen a September taping schedule announced, and I'm pretty positive, our tapings this time will cover 5 weeks, which would mean I think we need another 6 to get to Bound for Glory. So if they do 3 days of taping in August, it makes sense, but I digress. Yeah, no, I think it did a great job. I think there's a lot to look forward to. I think Max alluded to it earlier or said it. I think we're headed towards the super elite versus the real
Diamond villains.
the super elite versus I was gonna say Bound for Glory. Jesus Christ, the real Bullet Clubbers. And what that means is, does that mean the AEW what else was teased? AAA, New Japan. I really think ROH and NWA will be involved as well. Does that show involve maybe the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks teaming up together to take on the new Bullet Club? Does that mean Kenny versus Josh was teased? But obviously that was a last minute thing. But that's pretty awesome. Is it Josh versus, or is it, do we get the Bound for Glory series that we think we're going to get back in time and go with Moose again, or working his way back up and then finally beating Kenny Omega? It does not matter how you line that up right now. We could spend days talking about the possibilities. But either way, Kenny Omega's going to be headlining it. And then we're going to get Bullet Club versus the Elite somewhere on the show. That's not including the Impact talent that we all love in Bay and Alexander and Ace Austin and Dion. So buckle up, because not only will these tapings that will be revealed be excellent television, we have more tapings, more surprises, and then Bound for Glory, which I think will just shine anything that they've done in a very long time.
So I think, first off, Bound for Glory in Vegas is a great idea. I think the fact that it teased all those companies is going to lead me into my next big group of predictions. And I was just Googling some stuff while you're talking, so I haven't heard what his announcement is, but I'm going to go ahead and make a guess. So first off, I do think Kenny will headline it as the Impact champion. My thought is it's going to be him versus Jay White, with the finals of the Bound for Glory series being at Bound for Glory, which means that Moose wins that, basically saying, hey, you get your next title shot, Kenny versus Jay White. Tony Khan is making a big announcement next Wednesday on Dynamite about a new major live event announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Bound for Glory is on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
AEW will announce that they are going to have a super show on that Sunday, October 24th. And the Bound for Glory AEW is going to become a 2-night event where it's AEW, New Japan, Impact, ROH, NWA going forward, which means that these things will all cross. So you'll basically have Impact's headliner on the Saturday, AEW's headliner on the Sunday, and then the rest will just be full of mixed cards. Kenny, in my opinion, is losing his title at All Out on September 5th, probably to Hangman, which basically means that come Bound for Glory, he's free to lose that Impact title to whoever they want. They don't have to worry about how does this impact his story with AEW. So that's what my prediction is. I could be completely wrong. We'll find out on Wednesday. This shit could just be blown out my ass, like after when he announces that they're having Bash at the Beach 11, whatever. But that's what I think is going to happen. Because to me, you can't say we're going to have all these promotions at Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is a 3-hour show. We're just going to have one it's not big enough. Even if you can make it 4 hours, it's not big enough.
Could you imagine if we get World War III and maybe someone takes Friday nights and it's literally a festival that you could go to? I don't think that's what the announcement will be. I think Super J or something will happen in AEW, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be, because it says, based on everything I was reading, it's a new major live event announcement, and him saying that we're going to team up with Impact, and it's going to be Bound for Glory on Saturdays, AEW
fight for the
C4, whatever hell they name their stuff that it reminds her of Explosion and Dynamite and whatever, is going to be on Sunday, and then I think that's what it's going to be. That is my prediction of what is what's going to happen.
Well,
so, and we could see Omega versus White versus Alexander, but I do think we will see, at some point, we're going to see Jay White versus Kenny Omega. It may be after he drops that Impact title, but because I don't know if Impact wants to go Kenny Omega, Jay White, but there's always a possibility, if this does turn into a 2-night event, that Jay White beats Kenny Omega on Saturday, Moose wins the Bound for Glory series, And then on Sunday at the AEW show, Jay White faces Moose, and then you get Moose. So Jay White holds the title for one day, and then there's your switch. So that's a possibility.
I won't book it that far in advance.
By the way, if this happens, we know that Tony Khan watches our show, and this is where his actual idea came from. Because I don't think he's smart enough to figure this out.
This goes up Sunday mornings for those who aren't watching live. I imagine Tony has a lot to do. So I imagine he's coming down from a binge around now. And Tony Montana and Jericho Kane. Allegedly. No,
Jericho.
No, we're it's horrible. It's horrible. Forgive me, Lord. That's a great way to end it. Max speculating big here, and if that's the case, we're all in for a treat. And if you don't fly into Vegas for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever that is, whatever they're gonna call it, then I don't know.
Can I throw something?
Throw it in. I'm gonna get the game ready while you do that. Go right ahead.
Go ahead and kind of build on Max's thing here. Okay, so we need AEW to run Sunday. Impact runs Saturday. So if we can get AAA to run Friday, I see that weekend is the weekend Kenny loses all his belts.
Oh.
He loses the AAA belt on Friday, then has to turn around and wrestle Bound for Glory, lose the Impact belt, and then Sunday wrestle AEW and lose the AEW.
As awesome as that would be, I really think he's going to lose the AEW title first. I just think I think that's what they're building to, is that him dropping that AEW title first. As much as I think the best storyline would be for him to hold the AEW title last, and then him basically be like, "This is the only one I really cared about." I really think he's going to drop that one first. I can't see them saying, "Hey, Kenny, go out there and lose 3 matches in a row, the third of which is ours."
Well,
but that's just
let's. One thing I do want to touch before we get to this game here, Kenny Omega though, he needs. He plays it off well, but all the reports say he's beat up.
No, once he loses these titles, he's taking
right. So if he loses them all in one weekend, that's kind of good. I mean, I don't think it'll be AAA. I think that's a little harder to put together. But
if anything, I think it could be
New Japan Strong or New Japan. Yeah, but yeah, all of you are on the same page, and that's great. I think it's going to be awesome. Losing first.
That's what I was saying. I think I think as much as, once again, I think it would be a really cool concept for him to keep that title last and basically get like paranoid and do whatever he can to hold on.
That's what he should do.
I think he's going to lose to Adam Page at All Out. Once again, I don't follow All Out super, or not AEW super closely, but apparently that was kind of where Adam Page first lost his shot at the heavyweight. So it makes sense for him to win it first, and then that gives Impact free reign to do whatever.
You could catch that next time on the Talking Nonsense About AEW podcast, which will debut next week.
Hey, Impact's working with all these companies. Why can't I talk about all these companies?
Because we got a game to play. Let's play a game. All right. So, woohoo. So, Lucha, you're here. Max is here. We're going to play. It's first person to get 3 answers right. It's a little game of, I'm spending a lot of time with my daughter today, obviously. A little game of numbers and letters here. Everyone's familiar with playing the game Hangman in school with friends on paper in a bathroom stall. I don't know. So I got 5 topics here. We'll let our guest choose first. I'm going to ask a question to that be Lucha. He's going to choose a topic. I'm going to ask him a question based on it. It gets it right. He guesses a letter. Gets it wrong. It goes to Max. Okay? Simple as that. Sounds good. All right. So here's your choices. Was that Rascal's theme song playing? What is that noise? Hoss fight, legends, X Division, knockouts, or figures? Figures, knockouts, X Division, legends, or Hoss fight?
Hoss fight. Holy shit. Let's go Hoss fight.
Okay. Now, this is where, if you watch Wheel of Fortune, it could come in handy for you. I'm going to pop up something on the screen that I hope the audience cannot see. No? Okay, cool. So let me change it. All right. So here's your question. Hoss fight. Who that still appears on Impact was Abyss's first manager in TNA?
Father James.
It's incorrect.
What's the question?
Who that still appears on Impact to this day was Abyss's first manager when he entered, his first manager in his course of his TNA journey?
I have zero idea. Who's still in Impact? I'm trying to think who's that old. Like, well, I'm saying, like, who's been here that
Fair
long?
enough. Like, still on TV, not backstage in a producer role on television.
So I don't think Abyss was ever part of Team Canada. So I don't think it's Scott D'Amore. I have zero idea. I would have said James Mitchell too, but
All right, your guess.
that's not the right answer.
Was he down with the Browns?
Who? Wait, Max, your guess?
Was he?
I have no idea.
Okay. Back to Lucha, your guess?
Fuck.
Please do say it.
That still appears on Impact. That's not Father James.
Correct.
Oh, balls. Fuck it. D'Lo Brown.
It's incorrect. Max, your last guess before we give up on this one.
Don Callis.
Don Callis is correct. Good job, Max.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
look at me go.
Yep. He was his mouthpiece in the beginning. All right, Max, guess a letter.
A.
A. Okay.
For AJ Styles.
Oh, my God.
Of course.
I don't think the phenomenal one fits in there, but hey, I got a letter.
I got to make sure I'm doing this right. I got to remember to delete the...
Where's Vanna? Are you Vanna? Are you George Vanna?
I don't know who he is. We got 33 minutes
Oh,
though.
my God, shut up. Maybe if you didn't blab on about AEW for a fucking hour.
You talk more than I do.
Like a fucking married couple.
Equal.
All right.
Blabbering was shared between the two.
There we go. That's an equal amount of nonsense. That's what we play for here, people.
All right. So that's the A's.
That's the A's. All right.
Okay.
Next up, Max, here's your question. This is also Haas. What was the name of the large-assed wrestler who broke the ring right before episode 1 of NWA TNA?
I have no idea.
I have ideas.
I'll then passing it to Lucha.
Lucha?
Fucking cheat.
Cheeks is the correct answer. Cheeks. Good job, buddy. All right. Your guess for a letter.
The large ass one's kind of got me. H.
H. And incorrect.
I got the question right. It's okay.
Yeah. So let's do it this way because we eventually have to guess letters. So you got it right. You get 2 guesses. Guess one more time. Yeah, speed this up here.
All right. R.
R. There is an R.
Do I get a second guess since I got the first one right?
Hush up, boy.
Sure, Max. Whatever you want, man. You're not going to win anyways. You'll probably cheat somehow.
N. I've never cheated.
Lies. Brooke Hogan.
I was confirming something.
Okay. So there we go. Hoss fight. And if you guys are fans of Wheel of Fortune, or if you're listening this, I will update you as we go. Right now we have blank A, blank blank A, blank blank blank, blank blank, blank R, blank N, blank. All right. Next question.
It's Lucha's turn.
It is. Triple XL. Larry D and AC Romero are 50 pounds and 6 years apart. How old are they?
50 pounds and 6 years apart. I feel like Larry D's pushing 40, so I'll probably give him 36, and that makes AC 30.
Close. Max.
31 and 37.
You are correct, sir. You get your 2 guesses.
That's not fair.
None of this matters, Lucha, until the very end.
I blame Callis.
E, as in echo.
E is on there. Okay.
And Lucha already guessed H, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I guess H.
Okay. Could we guess B?
No. Because.
Okay, we'll go with B.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Here's a quick one. Phi Delta Slam consisted of Big Tilly and Bruno Sassy. Amongst they had other gimmicks along the way. I think they were main event Mafia security. Which daring knockout were they managed by first? So think of a daring knockout. Who managed them?
It's me, right?
It is you. Wait. Nope. I'm sorry. It's
No,
Max.
it is him.
Nope.
No, it's no. Daring knockout.
Yeah. You won't get this. No offense. I just.
Lacey Von Erich.
No, Lucha.
The low-key greatest knockout of all time, Trinity?
It is Trinity. Yes, sir. Very good. 2 picks.
In honor of, let's go T.
In honor of, she's not here. No.
God bless America. It's all Don Callis' fault. All right, well, let's go C.
Unfortunately, that isn't here either. All right.
Damn it, Callis.
Here we go. This is to Lucha now. Congo Kong debuted in 2017 to attack Braxton Sutter. Who was he the surprise of? A knockout had chosen him as her surprise. Who was that knockout?
Surprise. Knockout. Scarlet?
Max?
Trying to think who.
Choose-
Chelsea?
No.
Oh,
Lucha.
fuck it. Are you sure it wasn't Chelsea?
I can't say anything, but yes, I'm positive it's not.
Okay, I'm going to be technical. What about Laurel?
Nah. Max?
Sienna?
Yeah, good job reading, buddy.
Hey,
Sienna,
man.
Laurel Vanessa. No, I'm pretty sure it was Sienna. That's what Wikipedia says. Whatever. I'll give you each one. Who cares? This means nothing. Max, too. I'm pretty positive it's Sienna, though. Because Laurel was the KM and the cousin, right?
M?
M. Daring guess. But correct. So this is 3 words. All of these answers are 3 words, I should say. Max, you get one more letter.
Oh, J? As in the Johnsons?
Oh, my God. Gotta work it out.
E.
All right. So now you're out of the questions. The last person to get one right was Max. Are you calling me a liar? Max, you get to guess what this phrase is, or this hoss fight.
It's Samoa Joe. I don't know the last word.
So I wouldn't have said that part out loud.
I mean, it's if he doesn't know that's Samoa Joe, unless he can't see.
All right, so we have a hoss fight, and it is Samoa Joe allegedly. Lucha?
Samoa Joe Doring.
Samoa Joe Doring is correct. Samoa
Wow.
Joe Doring. Good job. All right. The points. It is dun, 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 1-3, Lucha. Max, you are losing, so you get to choose between Legends, X Division, Knockouts, and Figures.
We'll go with knockouts.
All right. Knockouts. Here we go. Max. Your first question. Gail Kim has held the KO title 7 times
Jesus.
for a combined 711 days. Who is second for most days held?
What is her name? I can't remember. I can't remember her name. My brain stopped working. Johnny Impact's wife. What is her name?
Taya Valkyrie.
Taya Valkyrie.
Frank.
I'll go with that, but I don't know if that's right. I just know she held the longest reign, so I'm going to go with her.
Incorrect. Lucha.
Let's see. Not Taryn. Not Taya. Not Taryn. I'm gonna go Kong.
Also incorrect. Max.
Madison?
It is Madison Rayne, yes.
She is the Bret Hart of the Knockouts division. That's right.
Hey, Bert's just checking in. Thanks, Bert.
What's up, Bert?
Yeah.
All right. So, Max, you get your two
A.
going with the vowels. Can't blame you there.
Hey, they're free here.
Yeah, they are. All right. That is your A. You get one more.
V, as in Velvet Sky.
Boo.
No.
Aw.
All right. Next up, Lucha, this is your question.
I'm out here.
Who has the most reigns out of these knockouts? Is it Awesome Kong, Taryn Terrell, ODB, Brooke Tess? Excuse my voice still's back. Brooke Tessmacher, Taylor Wilde, or Rosemary? Who out of those has the most reigns as knockout champion? That's my Iceman impression.
I will say ODB. She's like a 3-4 time knocked up champ.
You are correct. It's ODB. All right.
Boom.
Good job. Clap that up. All right, your two guesses, sir.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit. O.
O. There is no O. Now, just to make it clear, how you guys do it is if after you guess your two letters, you're eligible to guess. Okay.
And D.
What?
Lucha, you suck.
Hey,
says the person who's down
0-3. One.
It's because I gave you all the letters last time.
All right, here we keep going. Max, who is the only male to challenge for the Knockouts Championship?
The only male. Well, I know Santina didn't do it.
Santina.
I don't think Caleb with a K challenged.
should.
Did he? No, he should have. Eric Young? I know he held the knockouts. I'll go with Eric
That's a
Young.
good guess, but incorrect. Lucha?
Because he was a knockouts tag team champion.
Max, you're so close, it's scary. It's Diener.
It is, in fact, Diener. All right, Lucha, your two-letter guesses and your answer, if you want to choose, or choose to ask, or choose to answer.
Well, I'm not going to do that because pretty much the letters I guess aren't going to show up. So let's go in.
N as in no. No.
You know, Geoff, you didn't have to be cold.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
And fuck it, let's go V. No.
I already said
guessed.
V as in
W,
Velvet Sky.
W.
Both of those are wrong. Oh, Jesus. All right, here's your next one. Lucha, what year was the TNA Women's World Championship debuted? Or premiered? Or whatever?
This is a trick question.
No, that's what the Knockouts title was originally called when it debuted.
So that was 07.
What's that?
So that was 07 then.
It was 2007. Good job. Your two letters there, Coffee.
Choose more letters that aren't going to be up there. Have I said H? Has anyone said H?
Nope.
And all right, okay, let's go. Let's go H.
Nope.
and R.
Hey, we got one. Oh, it's
about time. Let's go.
You guys are missing the easiest letters of all. All right. Max, this is yours. Sarita and Taylor Wilde won the first ever Knockouts Tag Team Championships in a tournament. Who did they beat in 5 minutes?
Oh. What is that? The Beautiful People? I feel like that's but I'll go with Beautiful People.
It is the Beautiful People. Good job, Max.
Okay.
Your two guesses, and then your guess for the answer for Knockouts Brawl.
P as in phenomenal.
No.
K as in Kenny Omega.
Yes.
Look at that.
All right, so for those listening, we have blank A, blank, blank, K, blank, 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 R, and blank, blank, blanks. All right, Lucha, guess the letter, my friend. This is one-offs. Here we go.
C.
Max.
D.
No. Lucha.
E.
That's a good one. Here we go. So now that... Okay. So
Oh, man.
F.
it's not... Can you hold the hell on? Lucha, your guess. Do you have one? Blank A, blank, blank. K, blank, 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 ER, blank, EE.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
All right. Max, now your turn for a letter.
Nothing of substance.
Letter and a guess. Do 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 do.
Wrong show, sir.
M.
It's a great song. There is an M. Okay. I can't decide if... Okay, there we go. He just figured it out. Awesome. Don't say it. Don't ruin it. So, Max, you have blank A, blank, blank. K, blank, M, blank, ER, blank, EE.
I have no clue. Go to Lucha.
Lucha,
I know the second part. I don't know the first part.
Lucha, your first a letter, and then your guess.
Letter L.
L is there.
And
It looks like Val Kilmer, but it's not.
it does look like
All
that.
right, so we got blank A, blank L, K blank, M blank ER. So them are two different words. And then Lee is the third word.
Oh, shit. And it's like I know what the second. I know 2 out of 3.
All right.
But it's just that first.
Do you want to pass?
Fucking,
All right,
yeah,
Max,
pass.
a letter.
I.
Max, your guess.
Is it Hale Kimberly?
Lucha, your guess, letter and a guess.
I don't think so because we asked for B and you said B wasn't there.
No one said B, you said V as in velvet.
Lucha went with B, I thought.
No. But I'm gonna not go with B and be that weird kid and go with G.
Hey, that's how you...
Gail Kimberly.
That's still my point.
And Lucha for the win on this one.
I mean, I kind of got an alley-oop there. Gail Kimberly.
Gail Kimberly. There we go. Very nice.
Max, I knew you loved me.
All right. Max needs this is a Thunder Warriors series. Max, you're down to 1 game. I'll let you choose, my friend. You got to win one here.
Shout out to the treehouse.
Shout out to the treehouse.
X Division.
X Division. Max goes X Division, rightfully so. I think that's your favorite of all time, I believe.
What better way to end it?
Oh, shots fired. All right, Max. This is crazy. Always about no limits. There was eventually weight limits put in by Hogan in 2011. What was that weight?
$215?
Lucha.
225.
It is indeed 225, you Hogan loving mother effer. What's your 2 guesses, buddy?
I mean, let's go X. Because
Okay, next guess.
of course, I get screwed. And A.
A. There are 2 A's actually.
Look at that.
All right. All right. So right now, for you at home that are listening, it is a blank, blank, blank. One word. Another word, blank, blank, blank. And the third word, blank, a, blank, blank. All right. It is back to Max. No, it's Lucha. Excuse me.
No, it's Lucha.
Chris Sabin has appeared in a record 17 Ultimate X's. How many victories does he have?
2.
Incorrect. Max.
4.
Also incorrect. Lucha.
3.
Max.
0.
You know what? We'll just keep going. These are easy answers. Lucha.
I know of 1.
Lucha.
Of 1, and I know there's more.
Okay.
5.
Max.
1.
You already said. Lucha.
7.
Ooh. Max.
6.
Lucha. 8 is the answer. 8 out of 17. He's almost batting 500. All right, Lucha, what's your 2 guesses on letters, my friend?
Oh, man, and I'm batting 7 here. Let's go H.
There actually is an H, sir.
Holy shit.
All right, another guess.
Awesome. P.
That is where we move on. All right, Max. Which luchador has the best average for X Division championships won to days held in the whole history of Impact, the X Division title, TNA, Impact, whatever you want to call it? Which wrestler has the best record today average?
Wrestler or luchador?
Well, luchador was a hint. So, Max.
Okay.
Well, see, I was going to say, but when he said luchador, I was going to say suicide. I don't think suicide counts as a luchador.
When have you known him
The
now?
first 2 incarnations were white.
I'm okay. And El Generico is Jewish. What's your point?
Fair enough.
I'm trying to think who held it.
There's only been one luchador, I believe, technically, to win, win the X Division title.
There's only one.
There could be only one.
Oh, I don't even think who it is.
Are you going to pass?
Yeah, I'll pass. I have no clue who
Lucha,
it
you want
was.
to bat that one up for me?
Well, it's funny that there's only been one, and it's T. Gray Uno.
Very good. T. Gray Uno. 2 guesses, my friend. By the way, 1 championship held 199 days. The best average there is by a long shot. All right.
Won the Ultimate X at Bound for Glory 2015 and fucking
Hurt himself, yeah.
separated his shoulder. It was gross watching
It
live.
was.
Yeah.
It was.
Have I said C?
No, you have not, but it's not there.
There's a reason why I didn't say it. U.
Also not there.
Dude.
All right. Lucha, this is to you. Which one of these has held the X Division title more than once? Which one of these wrestlers? Is it Kurt Angle, Alex Shelley, Kenny King, Matt Sydal, Rob Van Dam, or Homicide?
Run through him again.
Kurt Angle, Alex Shelley, Kenny King, Matt Sydal, Rob Van Dam, Homicide.
Kenny King.
That is correct. Pick 2. Very good. We're on a roll here. We're picking up with 10 minutes left. All right. 2 guesses, my friend.
L.
L. Yes. L indeed. L is a W. There you go. Only one, but you get one more letter.
Q.
Q?
Yeah, fuck it.
No, sir.
There's 26 of these motherfuckers. I'm just gonna start chucking them at you.
Max, who has the longest reigning champion? Who is the longest reigning champion with 301 days?
Austin Aries?
It is Austin Aries. Good job. All right, 2 guesses.
Did we go with a K?
We have not gone with a K.
You're not. Oh, that's okay.
And there's 2 Ks. Max, you get another guess.
R?
Does Max keep this going? Can he win in 9 minutes?
Dun, dun, dun.
R?
R. There is 1 R. It is L-A-R.
Is it Laredo Kid Kash?
It is.
Yeah!
It is Laredo Kid Kash. Coming in clutch.
Max.
Hey.
From Curryland.
From Curryland.
You mean Draymond Land, right?
What's that? The rebound? The putback?
I mean, he don't hit him all the time, but every once in a while,
Laredo Kid Kash.
I just kick LeBron James in the nuts.
Wonderful, Max.
Now I'm suspended for the next 2.
All right.
And that's how they won the chip. Shout out to Kid Kash, by the way.
I love Kid Kash. There's been no better nut stomper in the world, an ass kicker, than Kid Kash. Well, maybe nut stomper. Yes, you're right. You're right. I know where you're going. Sanjay Dutt is the bet.
Sanjay Dutt murdered that man.
Well, you know what? Maybe next week we'll continue this game and have Lucha and Max reunite. We'll have Craig on board as well. If we'd like this game, give us a thumbs up. It's a little, a little questiony, but 30 minutes of pure Impact TNA nonsense. It is 2-1 right now. Yes, Laredo Kid, that's a great segue. What's ended off on that? A lot of great news coming out, speculation. Laredo Kid coming back, who has jumped leaps and bounds since the last time we've seen him, when he was part of
literally.
Yeah, literally in the Crash promotion. So now with AAA, that would be great. The ever so suggested and rumored Vikingo is supposedly coming back as well, which, God help us, whoever he wrestles, that is going to be a banger. And one thing I want to mention without spoiling anything, I've said it in the group and I want to say it here, but it goes to the X division that we've been talking about, and that they'll inevitably be in. My voice is slowly slipping, and brain. Josh Alexander is going to defend his championship at Homecoming. I will not tell you who unless there's, I don't know if there's a way they set it up or if it's random, but get out your sirens and your flags, man. It is going to, I'm sending out the banger alert now. Bro.
Josh Alexander versus Kerwin White is going to be an amazing match.
You laugh.
He's on AEW right now.
He returned. That's what I'm saying.
All right. And
that would be a match.
That would be something. But it's not that, man. It is a Josh Alexander match, but man, the things he puts together, holy shit. Him and this other person. There's a line I want to use, but it will spoil it. All I will say is,
well, then don't.
I'm not going to say it. I'm hinting at it. I am doing my best Iceman right now. So leave me alone. Anything I say, you could go online and look up, but I beg you, I implore you to just watch it as it unfolds. Being someone who was there in person and watching it unfold, not to speak for the both of them, but it's even better on TV, it seems. Embrace this, guys. We're back with fans. Impact has fans. Don't be upset by what other companies do. That's why I want to leave this off on. I know there's big things going on elsewhere, but as Max alluded to, there's still big things we can be a part of. I'm okay with being the third best promotion in the United States in numbers, but our reach will grow. Our reach will grow.
And to the people who say that it took too long for Impact to get back on the road, let's just think about this. When did AEW first get back fully on the road? What?
2 weeks ago?
When did WWE get back on the road?
Around the same time.
And we just got back on the road. It's a week.
Yeah.
We out here.
Well, Impact has all their stuff pre-filmed. They can't go back and be like, fuck that stuff we filmed. Let's go back and just redo it.
Hey, and also you got to remember, we were the last company with fans on their TV. Thanks to taping.
Yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing, is the past or how long it took to get us to this point, or the slow burn it has taken for us to get where we're going. None of that matters now. Slammiversary was the changing of our world. Or does it say it on that? No, it just says I was there. Anyways, it was the changing of our world. We are in a whole nother universe, for lack of better terms. And after Bound for Glory, we will be in another one. Stay tuned, because August tapings are coming up after these. Bound for Glory is right after that. And obviously, as Max said, there might be a pretty intriguing announcement by Tony Khan that involves us this Wednesday. So, for guys, that was fun. Lucha, thank you for coming in and out, playing along.
Well, we established me coming in and out in the beginning was due to Don Callis.
Right.
The beef continued.
Right.
So, maybe I'll talk to Tony Khan and we're gonna have the Diamond Villains versus the Elite happen next week on Dynamite. Next week on Dynamite. Next week live on Dynamite.
Jesus.
It isn't. Dynamite isn't Charlotte. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Well,
just gonna leave it at that.
Well, Max, you got anything to say before we head out? Call this a day.
No, I'm just excited about what's happening. For all the people who cried about why did Jay White make his debut on Impact and not on AEW, it's because he fucking wanted to. That's all there is.
Or better yet,
and that's
New Japan wanted him to. Guys, I want to see less and less. Even if you just dial it back down, just a couple tweets a day of banter with AEW fans or W. Stay in our lane. It might take us a little bit longer because we don't have the money that they do. It might take us a little more spit shining and elbow grease for things to work. But this company knows what the hell they're doing. 4 years ago, look where we were. And as Max alluded to, we might have, let's not even allude to that. Let's just stay on the course. We have Bound for Glory in Las Vegas with the Bullet Club. Kenny Omega is our champion. A roster of, I dare to say, the best crop of prospects that we've had in a locker room in a very long time. All at once. Top to bottom. This is going to be a fun time, folks. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to us. This was episode 50. I don't know if I did that right. Whatever. But thank you. We love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. As you can see, we're going up in numbers. Please hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube on Sunday, or if you're watching us live now. Thank you for sticking with us. Hit us on Twitch. We're 4 away to 50, which will make us an affiliate. We're on the.
And by the way, if for some reason you're struggling to find Impact, if you subscribe to Sling TV, only $10 for the first month, you can get Access, TNA, TNT, or Access TV, TBS, TNT, and USA.
So all the wrestling.
It's $25 a month, but the first month is $10. So definitely a way to get access. I watched it on Access TV this past week. It was definitely interesting to see real commercials instead of old Impact stuff. So definitely fun.
Dude, I've been watching Impact on Access since it got there. Like the commercials, the growth of the commercials have gone up from Frank Thomas Extends commercials to Guy Fieri selling Hawaiian roll bread and Ric Flair in the Car Shield commercials. Like,
God, that Ric Flair stuff is atrocious.
Ric Flair is the co-star of that. Eli Drake, I believe, is the star of that.
No, the dude who ate the chair shot for eating Ric Flair's yogurt.
Fair enough.
Because he ate that chair shot.
Fair enough. For Ric Flair's yogurt, Max, Lucha, Craig, myself, the whole TNAIW family, thank you. We love you guys. Stay tuned. A lot of fun to come.
Shout out to Mike G.
Hey,
Later,
Combat
guys.
Republic.